Maxwell it was inspiring. It was uplifting, tinged obviously with great sadness for him, but he spoke so openly about his fundraising, about his illness, about his family. That will stay up on the Facebook page. Craig, as he said, has already raised over £1 million, and you can support that. We will put the link up there as well, so you can donate to his fundraising. But an absolutely unbelievable effort. And Tom, the Velindre is a hospital you're actually aware of, isn't it?
Yeah, Velindre Cancer Centre, for those that might not know, it is the specialist cancer centre for Wales. There's 3 of them throughout. You've got Singleton, you've got Velindre, and you've got up in North Wales as well. And Velindre is where a lot of the research comes out of. And I've spent 7-8 years running outreach clinics and working with people affected by cancer, including a male dedicated service called the Man Van throughout Wales. And Craig was just the epitome of the stoics. It was like, yes, I've had this diagnosis. I'm not going to let it drag me down. I'm going to do something about it for the next person. And you see it so often with people affected by cancer that the person directly impacted, they know they've got it. They know they're going to do something about it. And it's actually those in the circle around them that end up having a lot of the pain that goes with it, because you can't help, you can't get rid of it. But the individuals go on and do such amazing things, whether it's 1.3 million, whether it's just helping out at community centres. And Craig is a perfect example of cancer is a watermark point of I'm going to do something. And it varies for different people, and it was inspiring to listen to him and to be transported back to that world again.
Yeah, excellent. So a massive thank you to Craig, and you can watch that video again because it will stay up on the Pure West Radio Facebook page, and do get in touch if you want details on how you can support him as well. So it's the 11th of March today, not a million miles away, the start of the new cricket season, and Fraser, got the fixtures have been released, haven't they? Last weekend in May.
Yeah, last Sunday in April, sorry, and then we'll go.
April.
Just the one Sunday game this year, and an interesting dynamic now. Leg sides wide coming into Division 1, which I think is probably a good move. It's a move which aligns Pembrokeshire with a lot of the other top leagues in Wales. I'm glad that just in Division 1 we could have had some long days if they brought it down into Division 4 and 5. But it will raise standards, I believe, and it was put forward at the AGM, and quite interesting. It was voted in overwhelmingly. The only real shame, I think, is there's a motion from
still lose-win cricket, win-lose cricket, then still that. That's great.
They were going to tidy up the point scoring system. It's slightly complex at the moment, where it was just.
That's an impossible task, I would think.
Well, I think it would have got a lot of support, Gord, but unfortunately it failed on the technicality, so it will come back next year.
Okay.
The wording wasn't quite correct. So you could see that back next year. But yeah, leg side wide, extra dynamic, that's for sure.
Okay, well, listen, we'll have loads of coverage on the cricket season once it gets going, of course, here on Pure West Sport. So the fixtures and the cup draws are out, and just around the corner. Well, the clocks change at the end of March as well, so lighter evenings to come, and spring will be on the way. Friday night football back at the Oggy Bridge Meadow Stadium for Haverfordwest County. Gordon always takes the mickey when I describe this as a local derby, but it is, Gordon. Haverfordwest Aberystwyth is a local derby, is it not?
It'll never be a local derby, Tom. Not as long as you got a hole in wherever you got it.
I've been annoying him for 4 years describing that as a local derby, and he still sticks to it. But Gordon, in all seriousness, it's an important game this actually for the Bluebirds, because they will have been disappointed to have lost to Penybont on Friday just gone, wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. It was a game they would have targeted to win, Ben, and unfortunately they came away with a 1-0 defeat. Tony Pennock will be definitely disappointed. They're clinging on to that 7th spot, only by the virtue of Pontypridd being deducted 9 points, Penybont being deducted 6 points. Had they not been deducted points, Haverfordwest would be lingering down in the bottom half. So this Friday night's game is Tony Pennock's old club, Aberystwyth. So he will obviously be hoping that the Bluebirds can finally get a win in this split. They've been awful since the split. Things haven't gone their way. They've been, draws when they should be winning. But it's easy for us here to say it. But obviously pressure does play a part in this type of structure in the league. So Haverfordwest need to deal with it, and they need to deal with it on Friday night, and hopefully come away with that important 3 points and finish the season with a few more wins if they're going to stay in that playoff spot. At this moment in time, I'm not confident they're going to.
It's a big game on Friday, Fraser, no doubt about that, isn't it? And they'll want to take 3 points really and actually, Gordon says the results haven't been great. The margins at times have been fine though, haven't they?
Yeah,
but it's 7 games without a win now. Actually, if you go back to before the split, I think the last 2 games there and the 5, and Gordon's right, you can't expect to have that sort of run in the playoffs and end up where you want to stay in. So you're right that they will need to take 3 points, but even not just talking so much in terms of the table now, for their own form and their own momentum, it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, okay. We'll keep an eye on that. Pure West, of course, were big supporters of Haverfordwest County. That's Friday night, 7:45 at the Oggy Bridge Meadow Stadium. Right, guys, I've done well. It's coming up to 4 minutes to 9, and I've not mentioned the result of the weekend at Twickenham, eh? Who's going to stop Ireland? The boys in white.
I'll be honest with you.
I have to say I was delighted when Marcus Smith dropped that goal. And, that's why we love the Six Nations competition, don't we? We just know there's always a surprise just around the corner. And there'll be another one on Saturday when Wales beat Italy. It'll be a hell of a surprise.
It was some finish at Twickenham, though. It really. I'd spent all morning telling everyone that would listen that we were going to get hammered by Highland. And at half-time, going in behind, Fraser, I thought that was maybe going to happen in the second half. But yeah, it was a great finish, wasn't it?
Ireland is so efficient when they go 2 scores clear. You don't expect him to come back that. But I think it was the weekend the championship needed, really, and we were lamenting it a bit. It looked a bit predictable that Ireland were going to sail to it. We're now going into the final weekend with a resurgent England. I think Scotland potentially still in the race, even though they lost to it, and Ireland as well. So it's going to come down to nail biting. And as Gordon pointed out, there's also a big game in terms of the wooden spoon in Cardiff. The Wales now have to win that to avoid.
Yeah, and
talking on a local note, it was great to see Stephen Barney getting on the try sheet a week before the Wales game. So that's about right, Steve.
Arguably the most successful Welshman this weekend, chaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was Steve.
100% he was.
We've talked so much about, didn't we, about Italy, being games not getting over the line, whereas Scotland, they're obviously plagued by not closing out games, and it's
But ironically, we were only sitting here 6 months ago and Ben saying that Italy shouldn't even be in the competition.
I don't think I said that. Gord. Tom, we'll have to check the minutes on that, I think.
You will have to check it. You did say, get rid of him.
No, I think I did say promotion and relegation wouldn't be a bad idea. However, Gord, I don't think you'd agree with me, right? I was going to say, you wouldn't agree with me right now, would you?
It would be Wales who would be being dropped out. So what are you going to do now?
Let's get relegation for now.
And I did talk to some friends about this.
Win, Ben.
Yeah, I talked to some friends about this at the weekend, and we did say the whole promotion relegation debate. When people said that in the past, they were referring to Italy, weren't they? That was why we had that discussion.
Yeah.
But Italy's improvement
and now you want to get rid of Wales.
Well, if you can finish bottom, that's it, isn't it? So, and at one point, actually, Wales were pushing France, and the French just upped it a bit, didn't they? And got that win in the end.
Power game last 15 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was the atmosphere like, Fraser and Tom, in Cardiff?
How would Fraser know?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
It was social. I'll be honest with you, Ben. Not bad actually, but a huge number they travelled over from France. Actually, it did remind you being there.
Fraser was probably in Twickenham.
He may as well have been. I think. Yeah. Good. Well, actually, Fraser, well done. You have your voice has made it to the end of the show. So excellent stuff. We do need to go now. Do have a look at that interview with Craig Maxwell. My thanks to him once again. That's on the Facebook page. Gordon, Tom, Fraser, thank you for your time as well this evening. We'll be back next week. It's the Mood Train. KT is ready to go next.
The EH Group are looking for support workers for